representing the Careers and Employability Service at the University of Portsmouth. So because we're conscious of employers being out there, it's just a very quick whiz through what we're offering. So 30,000 students full and part-time. So we're quite a big organisation at the moment. We've got 7,000 students graduating every year. And I appreciate every university has that, but a significant number of master's students and PhDs as well, growing number of PhDs. We've got over 1,000 this year in the system. Every university is required to, I don't know if all employers will know this, look at what their graduates do after graduation. Up until recently, the latest data is at 6 months after graduation, where 9 out of 10 of our graduates are in employment or further study. That's switching to 15 months with the next data. We, in common with lots of other universities as well, have a very big pool of international and EU students. We're coming from 150 different countries. So if you're looking for a pool of labour that's coming from a different cultural background, we can help you with that. We're split across 5 faculties. One faculty is science, one faculty is technology, and we've got 3,600 staff working across those 5 faculties and those professional services. So that's a bit about what we're offering as a service, and James and I are part of that service to try and find good talent for employers. And I'm going to hand over to James now, who's going to talk you through our offer.
Yeah, thank you, Guy. So essentially what I wanted to talk about today is this is quite a unique offering. As far as I'm aware, I think we're the only university in the UK to kind of have this business model for actually gaining access to this graduate talent. The Guy's already mentioned there sort of our 2 faculties that are probably key to this Space Week, being really the Faculty of Science and also Technology. Technology also encompasses engineering as well. And essentially we, as the graduate recruitment consultancy, are part of the wider careers and employability service. But we only work with final year students, master's students, and anybody that's graduated from the University of Portsmouth within the last 5 years. So essentially we're helping them to secure their first graduate job. So we work with sort of SME employers across the south of England, and we essentially act as the middleman between yourself and the graduate. So in terms of the full recruitment process, from kind of screening candidates through to sending their CV, and then arranging the interview and hopefully kind of managing the offer and the candidate's expectations as well. So as consultants, what we can do is we can not only register students for the service and kind of have their permission to share personal details on the CV with you, but we can also kind of be a bit more proactive as well. So if you're looking to target a particular cohort of graduates or a particular skill set, what we can actually do is email campaign out to particular courses that are going to be relevant for that. So for an example, if you're keen on a Python software developer, we can then actually kind of directly get in touch with graduates from whether it be software engineering, computing, computer science, and whatever it might be. We can then take them through that kind of screening process. And then what you'll get is essentially kind of full support in pre-screening those applications and kind of getting those graduate applications in. And then we can kind of help organise that whole process from there. So yeah, as I mentioned, the career service is, again, Portsmouth is unique in this way. We do offer it to our graduates for 5 years after their graduation date. So many of them that are actually registered for the service will not necessarily just have industry experience from a placement year, but actually also they might have a couple of years or even 3 or 4 years in industry experience. So it's not just entry-level roles that we can help employers with. It's also maybe then kind of going into their sort of second job or getting up the next rung on the ladder. So I just thought I'd put a slide in that just basically explains about the area that we cover. It's pretty much the south of England in terms of the clients that we work with, but I appreciate our graduates are going to come from far and wide. So it's just kind of more about how realistic they are about relocation. I think in recent times, you know, during the pandemic, it's certainly deepened the candidate pool somewhat. because of the remote working and hybrid working that's been available. You know, I think particularly in the tech sector, we've really seen that kind of, you know, maybe even 1 or 2 weeks in the office. I think we had a company that we worked with in Brighton in the gaming industry that was just going to be completely remote and turn off the Christmas party. So it's really kind of widened the goalposts in that respect. I think, yeah, we can go to the last slide, Guy. Yeah, so I just wanted to also sort of point out how we are different from a commercial recruitment agency, really. It's not a profit-driven thing. Our model's very different. Myself as a consultant, I'm certainly not on a commission basis, and I think we do offer a free service to public and third sector organisations. And the private sector, it is value for money. We just charge a 5% fee of the first year's salary that's offered to a graduate. So I think with the commercial recruiters, sometimes it can be 20–25% and be quite costly. All the revenue that we make is reinvested into improving our service and making it safer for students and any visitors we have in. A lot of the budget last year went on sort of perspex screens, hand sanitizer, that type of thing. We did invest in some CV software as well, called Career Set, that's kind of helped our students kind of get their CV up to the job market ready sort of standard that we kind of expect them to have before we shortlist them for the GRC service. And we also offer a fair rebate period that protects your business. So if for whatever reason it doesn't work out in the first month, it's 100% refund. And then the rebate period does extend to 8 weeks as well. Again, in the kind of commercial recruiter world, I think you can, you know, sometimes get stung after the first week or two and still kind of owe half the fee. So that's kind of not what we build the foundations on for this service. We do also offer a more basic service that essentially is an internal job board here at University of Portsmouth. So this is basically self-managed, and you would kind of administer all of the applications that come through. It's basically putting the job advert up, and I think graduates and students from all around the university at any time can kind of access and apply to that. But it would direct them through to your website or portal. It would basically work a little bit like a commercial job board, but it's more local on campus. And I think Guy's going to talk you through the placements offices as well for the faculties.
Yeah, so we just thought we ought to mention this as well. So I mentioned in the opening slide that we're working across 5 different faculties, and these are they. So business and law, science and health, technology, creative and cultural industries, humanities and social sciences. And it would be wrong for us to not give a shameless plug to these good people as well. So we have teams in each of those 5 faculties really interested in placing our students, as I think some of our colleagues at other universities have mentioned, into year-long structured placement. So we would love to be working with some of you if you thought that was something that we could be helping you with. And obviously we would work through all the administration from our end and make it as an easy process as possible, really. So that's it. Just to say, these are the contact details for James and myself, and we would be delighted to hear from you or help you in any way we can in the future.